so what? Thanks to all you viewers who watch us every week, and thanks also to Channel 31 and Channel 44 for their ongoing support. I'm Carol. Now, in this show, we try to give you some ideas for things that you can do when Australia is out of lockdown. Plus, we try to give some ideas that things that you can do when restrictions are in place. This is a 1 in 100 year event. It's very stressful, and a great way to handle stress is to float. Floating is fantastic for stress and rejuvenating your body. If restrictions don't allow you to float right now, then pop on a bath, some Epsom salts, a candle, some music, and just relax. After the break, yes, you know it, on your feet, join in the 5-minute fitness routine. And then we're going to look at some things to stimulate your brain, things you can do at home. And look at an interesting sport that you can do outside with social distancing. It's crazy times, and one of the things I do when things are crazy is I dance like no one is watching. We haven't done that for some time, so if you're going crazy, get out of the house and dance like no one is watching, and send us your videos. Here we are, Energy for Life, and we welcome back Dr Mychelle Whitewood from the Water Temple. We discussed a lot of the benefits of floating, and today we're going to look more specifically at mental health and sleep. Now, Mychelle has 25 years experience as a doctor in traditional Chinese medicine, and she's an authority from the Water Temple in floating. Hi Mychelle, welcome back to Over 50 So What?
Thank you, Carol. It's great to be back.
Now, a lot of the viewers would have missed the last time you were on the show. Can you just give us a brief overview of all the benefits of floating?
Untold is all I can say to that. But floating is, it's a synergistic effect, because not only are you reducing external sensory input, so you're enhancing your own internal experience of your senses, but you're also lying in magnesium, a high concentration of magnesium sulfate, which is Epsom salts. So you've got immediate relaxation, you've got immediate pain relief, you've got immediate increase in blood flow to the extremities, you've got immediate for a lot of people, it can reduce their level of anxiety. You've got, when you're removing that much stress out of the system, then a lot of other things can happen, and you can reduce pain and improve your recovery after sport, so it helps with injury recovery as well.
Now, magnesium is vital to this process. Can you talk about the benefits of magnesium?
I think magnesium is one of the top, I know it's one of at least the top 10 minerals that the body requires, and it's involved in, say, somewhere between 500 to 800 enzymatic functions in the body. So you're floating in an environment that actually supports on many levels the base functioning of the body.
Now, you're a contributing author to a recent book just coming out, or it's out now.
It's just come out, it's just been released this year.
Floating in the Quiet Darkness. You're asked to present in Beijing at a conference?
Yes, there was the first or second float conference in Beijing, and that was at the Beijing University of Traditional Chinese Medicine. And so we met there and have stayed in contact, and she felt that my experience combining Chinese medicine and flotation therapy would be of an insight and a nice experience to share. So I felt really honoured.
Congratulations, well done. And presenting in Beijing too is pretty amazing.
That was I was very nervous because I'd never done that, and it was to all my peers. And it was about Chinese medicine, and it's strange to present Chinese medicine to all these professors in Chinese medicine. So, Yes, it was a bit surreal.
Now, we're here today to talk a bit about mental health, depression, anxiety, and there's been some studies done about this and how flotation can help.
Ohio Medical College, where there was two gentlemen that are most well known, Thomas Fine and John Turner. They started doing a lot of study on blood pressure and the emotional serenity and the changes that would happen in the body. And then further studies have added on to that.
And also sleep,
Sleep, I love that topic.
Off you go.
Well, I'm not the industry expert on sleep, but there is this other fascinating neuroscientist, Matthew Walker, and in, I think, almost 2018, he actually put out his book on sleeping and how important it is for the body. The most important, one of the 3 pillars of health, actually, to help repair the body. And so what happens when you're floating is that you're actually giving the brain time to rest and reset itself. So when you go into that float environment, you're actually unplugging everything and almost resetting the brain and recharging everything.
For someone sitting at home who just wants it for general health and well-being, and they didn't see the previous session, can you just explain to them, what happens if they're a bit concerned about being closed into a capsule and what you've got in place to help with that?
Firstly, we have very detailed orientation. And secondly, you can leave the door or the lid of the tank open and the lights on. And that really dispels any fear that anyone could have. And even the people that don't feel comfortable in water, the water is so dense that you can't sink. And when the people go, oh, but what happens if I fall asleep in a tank? Well, you're lying on your back, so it's a part of it, and you can't roll over and drown or anything else, and you don't really want to drink the water because it's really bitter.
Yeah, so you've got full control of the lid and the lights.
And you're in a private room, so no one's going to come in unless you call the attendant to come in. So
what are your top tips for someone coming for the first time, for their first float?
Don't drink any alcohol. Try not to have any coffee. If you have eaten, leave an hour between. And I think otherwise just have a light meal so you're not overly hungry. It's really important not to shave or wax because it stings. And obviously for people who dye their hair, you need to leave at least 7 days before so you don't discolor the tanks. So everything's here. People don't need to bring anything. They just need to give themselves the time and be open to an experience. What we've created is a space to hold people, that's why it's sort of like a temple sanctuary, so people can feel comfortable to experience what they've had, whatever that experience is.
Well, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, Carol.
We hope a lot more people give it a go.
Well, absolutely, it's worth it.
Thanks for watching our TV show. Be sure to hit subscribe and then you'll never miss an episode. Jump on Facebook, join our group, get in on the fun, fitness, wellness and inspiration. I'm Carol, over 50. So what?